Hey Goal Digger, Kimberly Olson here, back for another episode of Get Lit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about how I fired my boss and quit my 9-to-5. There are a lot of you out there that maybe don't want to go back to your job or at a job that you want to quit, and you feel like it's never going to happen for you. I remember thinking I'm going to be in this job for the rest of my life because I wasn't making enough money with my network marketing company to be able to quit or even go to part-time. And I was thinking, is this ever going to happen for me, right? So if you feel that way, I totally understand. Comment below if you have a job right now that you want to quit, or if you can't, if it's not, allowed to be public, you can just say like a little more time freedom, if you know what I'm saying. But when it comes to firing your boss, this is the first thing you want to do. You actually want to be grateful for the job that you have before you get to the point where you're going to quit. Because if you have resistance around it, which I struggled with at first, what we resist persists. So if you are resistant to the job, so you're like, oh, I can't wait till I quit, this job's horrible, you're going to attract that thing. The stronger the emotion, as we learned in the law of attraction, or the secret with the law of attraction, the stronger the emotion, the faster it comes to you. So if you're really strong, you have a strong feeling against it, it actually attracts it, which is so counterintuitive, but it's totally true. So I can't remember if it was Bob Proctor or it was somebody, one of the teachers, the mentors that we have with the law of attraction and things like that, was saying that if you didn't have your job and in 6 months you lost your job and 6 months later still didn't have a job and you were looking, how would you feel? You would be so grateful for that job, right? And that really, really stuck with me because again, I was not loving my job. So the first thing I want you to do is have an attitude of gratitude and say, thank you so much for this job, that it pays my bills. It allows me to have that steady source of income to be able to pay for things. And I'm so excited, okay? And then step 2, you're gonna phase into joyful expectation. I'm so excited that I'm in the process of being able to build my own thing and work from home. So then we shift to spending our time thinking about being here, okay? I'm in my office right now. I've been home for 2 years, over almost 2.5 years. And I started this about 3 years ago. So it took me almost a year to quit my job. And I remember sitting there thinking, well, gosh, I think it took me actually over a year. But I remember sitting there thinking and imagining, because I did guided visualizations, imagining myself in my office, having it the decor the way I wanted to. I imagined myself in front of video, teaching just like this, people wanting to get the content, people learning, people messaging me saying, you've helped me so much. I'm learning so much from you. I imagined, the people I'd be around, the people I'd be learning from. I imagined the team that I would have built, right? I just had it in my mind. And I imagined how I would talk and what I would wear and how I would treat myself. And I've spent so much time playing that over and over and over in my mind that now that it's here and I am in my office creating content and serving and doing videos like this and getting those messages and having an amazing team, and I'm home and I'm in a place that I love. We redone my office. A lot of you have seen the transition. It doesn't even feel like it was never here. Have you ever met someone in real life and you felt like you've known them your whole life? That's how I feel about where I'm at now because I played it over and over and over in my mind so many times that when it did happen, I actually felt like I just stepped into who I was. So in the process, you're going to think about the person you're becoming. Think about the person you're going to be becoming. And I want you to ask yourself, are there relationships you need to let go of? Are there boundaries you need to put in place? Is there a certain way that you're talking to prospects, people on your team that you need to level that up, right? Are you making yourself very available? If you were successful working out of your home office, you wouldn't just be available for Zooms all day long, right? You'd have a small window of time. Would you be organized? Would you be creating content and planning ahead? Oh yeah, you knew I was going to bring up content, right? But what would you be doing? You would absolutely be leveling up, or you'd be posturing up. Are there destructive habits that you need to let go of? A lot of you know my previous struggle with alcohol. I had to let that go. I had to get professional help and work through the mindset issues, the self-sabotage that was holding me back. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, we just passed $1 million in revenue for this year, 2020. There's no way. In fact, I'd probably be at that job that I quit a couple years ago. I'd still be there. Like, hated the job, probably would still be there, just repeating the same old things if I would not have given up something that was holding me back like that. So what is it in your own life that you need to give up? Okay, the next thing I did is I didn't quit my job before I was ready. And there were so many days of tears. I remember in the middle of the day, because there was a bully there, I would go out to my car and I would call Scott, just tears. I want to leave, so mean. This is what he did. He took my commissions away for no reason. And Scott would say, no, not today. Today's not the day. He's like, you need to leave on your terms, not because you're upset and because you're being bullied or, whatever, your terms, when you're ready to, when you financially, right? And it was very good advice. I'm the free spirit. I'm the one that's like, woo, pie in the sky, right? So for me, I'm like, just walk out of there and figure it out. You don't want to do that to yourself or your family, because now you have the pressure on you to perform. There's nothing worse than being in sales and having to make the money. Trust me, I've been there multiple times. It's not good, okay? So if you have a job that can give you that cushion, some of you that are trying to get your network marketing going, I'm telling people, add a virtual assistant to your resume and get some income coming in and do multiple streams of income, because it'll keep you afloat while you learn this whole thing. We don't just wake up one day and we're awesome network marketers. There are strong skill sets that we have to develop. So in that transition, lean on your salary, lean on your hourly job, lean on something else like becoming a virtual assistant. That's not a bad thing, okay? So what I did is I tripled my income for 3 months, I think. Let me think. Okay, yeah, I did it for 3 months. I tripled my income, presented it to my husband. I said, look, it's not a fluke. I've tripled my income for 3 months. This is becoming pretty predictable. So we decided that I kind of was easing him into it. I was like, I'm going to ask if I can go part-time, which my role really wasn't designed for part-time, but it was either that or I probably quit, right? So I sat down with my boss. I said, look, I want to be home more. I wasn't about to sit there and tell her hey, I'm building this other business. I'm probably going to quit. Right. But I wanted to hire, train someone else to step in eventually, that whole thing, which I did. Set it up for success. Don't leave anyone hanging. But I sat down and I said, look, this is what it would look like. I'd like to go part-time. Cut my salary in half and go part-time. She's like, oh, great. That actually helps us. Let's do it. And I went part-time. Didn't last very long because I got a taste of being home. I was home 2.5 days a week and I was like, this is amazing. So I kept making more to be able to justify quitting. And so I quit a few months later. But the key is I quit when I was able to. I didn't quit and then have to rely on my entrepreneur hustle. Now, some people just quit, they go all in and they're like, do or die, right? If that's work for you, I'm so happy for you. But if you're in a position where you do have a job and you have income and you want to quit so bad, I get it. All you have to do is keep reminding yourself, I'm going to get to quit on my terms. And when I fired my boss or I left, that day I walked out and I saw that person who was a bully to me, and it was the best feeling because I had chosen when I left, and it wasn't in a moment of weakness. It was a place of strength. And I was so proud that I left knowing that I had created something in the nooks and crannies of my day. So if you're in a hard place with it right now, I get it. Hang in there. Keep your vision on what's coming, joyful expectation of the future, and tell yourself, okay, 6 months from now, a year from now, I'm going to grow my side hustle into a full-time thing, right? I'm going to be able to put my notice in or scale back or whatever. And then you can go about it with different energy and not that desperate way that pushes away the exact thing that we want, okay? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to remember this when you feel those moments of weakness. I want you to just encourage yourself and say, no, just keep going, keep going. It's not always going to be like this. I am going to get past this and I am going to become my own entrepreneur and work from home and live, creating and living at home and working out of my office that I love so much, or whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's coffee shops across Europe, right? Whatever that looks like for you, to each his own. But I'm cheering for you. I'm here for you. And I want you to have that success. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to share this out, hit the airplane and you can put it in your stories and tag me and I'll shout you out. The Goal Digger Girl, GOAL. We so appreciate you. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. Bye-bye.